Hello there, good evening. Welcome to the broadcast. You're watching EBN Prime Edition. It is great to have you yet again tonight on the 23rd day of December 2025. The Christmas countdown is on. We've got about a day, right, to Christmas. And the roads are busy because the festive travel is in top gear. Guys from Western, from Eastern, from the coastal region, from the Luo Nyanza region are all rushing to get home. So we'd love to know where you're watching us from tonight. Welcome to the program. Let's kick it off with the day's top stories. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen visits Transmara in Narok County amidst tribal clashes as security is beefed up to prevent more deaths. Over 100,000 grade 10 learners seek change of schools following placement ahead of transition in January. Nakuru Senator Tabitha Karanja calls upon the Controller of Budget to halt any revenue disbursement to the county, says there is active mismanagement of revenue by Governor Susan Kihika's regime. We are pleased to have you tonight. You're in the great company of Laura Omondi on the sign language interpretation. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. EBN Prime Edition kicks off right now. 100,000 students have tonight submitted applications to change the schools they had been assigned to on the first day of the competency-based education grade 10 placement process. The Ministry of Education, through the Principal Secretary, Professor Julius Bitok, said that only 2,000 students have managed to change schools. Bitok added that the process is being handled by education officers at various levels and urged parents who have complaints to submit their applications within the remaining 6 days.
Ameitwa Galisa. Hiyo Galisa ni day school. Ndaona kulentisha nyumba huko Galisa ni atoke kwa lento aende shule.
Mtoto akiitwa Kitui Mutito na uko Mboni, uko kaunti ya Makueni, hauna hizo pesa ya kupeleka mtoto huko.
Sasa sijui nitafanya namna gani. Na wanasema wamepeana 1 week. Sasa tutafute pesa ya shule ama tutafute shule.
Naomba wazazi wenzangu pia wasijaribu kutaka kubadilisha shule bila sababu.
We had actually processed and approved more than 2,000 of those requests. Remember, the process of approval is a bit slower, but I'm happy to inform that we have been able to approve 2,000 requests for revision across the clusters, so that every field officer is able to approve and is able to support this very important national process.
Kila mtu apate haki yake, mtoto wake apate shule mzuri, parents apeleke mtoto shule yenye kama mtoto amsapasi.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has declared parts of Narok County as security disturbed and dangerous, imposing a 30-day security alert in affected areas. While in Transmara, Murkomen spoke tough over the tribal clashes in the area, which has seen at least 7 people dead and hundreds displaced from their homes. Murkomen has called on security personnel to continue being on the lookout even as the dusk to dawn curfew continues in place.
A 30-day curfew, dusk to dawn, to make sure that we stop the movement of these criminals who are attacking people around this area, particularly in the general area of Transmara, Kilgoris constituency, and we are going to now expand that to other areas as the operations progress. Of this operation is to get out all the guns that are in civilian hands. All the guns must be collected from all the civilians. There should be no single civilian that will possess a gun in Kilgoris constituency. Let me speak in terms of constituencies. In Kilgoris constituency, in Kuria East constituency, in Kuria West constituency, and in Emurua Dikir constituency. The eventual operation order that will be given, which will enhance the team, will make sure that we get out all these guns in the 4 constituencies.
So as Waziri has said, we want to tell the public and to tell those people who have the guns illegally, this is their best time to do so. 30th, come fast, we will do an operation that they will not like it, but at the end of the day, this particular area will be peaceful once and for all.
Wiper Patriotic Front Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has warned the Kenya Kwanza regime over additional taxes on the taxpayer, saying it is burdening and suffocating Kenyans. Kalonzo Musyoka, an integral part of the united opposition, says Kenyans need to be honest about the state of the nation and stand against oppressive acts by the President William Ruto regime. Kalonzo has also poked holes into the planned rollout of the National Infrastructure Fund, accusing the government of using it as a tax hole.
And abuse of language, calling leaders that they have no brains. They have no brains. Well, I want to tell you that we have some brains, and Kenyans are very clever people. And even our children have also gone to school. We stand, I cannot speak of hope without first acknowledging the harsh realities we face today. As we close this year and look forward to 2026, we must be honest about the state of our nation. That's why Maanzo spoke the way he did. We stand today at a critical juncture in our country's history. The economic burden placed upon the shoulders of the ordinary mwananchi by the Ruto regime in just 3 years is not merely heavy, it is unconscionable. We are witnessing a systematic erosion of the dignity and of livelihoods of hard-working Kenyans across this great republic, with increased payments to NSSF. And you know what they want to do? They say they'll ring-fence those monies when they sell the national oil pipeline, when they sell Safaricom shares, when they sell other state parastatal bodies, and they put that in what they're calling a ring-fenced basket, because they realize that they cannot increase taxes next year because that would be suicidal for them. They know this. So another way of taxing Kenyans is to put this money, say we are selling it, these parastatals, we put in this in order to perhaps plug in the hole that they would have otherwise filled by overtaxation. They know, they're clever, they can't. You have heard Minister Badi say, we will not touch, because they know.
A somber mood engulfed Eldoret Hospital on Tuesday as family members, relatives and friends of former Likuyani Member of Parliament Enoch Kibunguchi gathered to view his body following his death. Speaking to journalists outside the hospital, the late Member of Parliament's brother Johnston Alubengo Kibunguchi said the family was shocked by his sudden demise after being unwell for a few days. Kibunguchi's death comes barely weeks after the passing on of former Lugari Member of Parliament Cyrus Jirongo, who had also announced plans to return to active politics, marking another loss in Kenya's political scene.
He was admitted on Thursday and came to ICU on Friday, but he's been ill for about a week before we brought him to the hospital. 10 days. About 10 days, yes. So by the time he came over here is when we were trying to just take care of him at home, but then it became like whatever we were taking care of was not going away. So that's when we brought him to the hospital. So we were thinking it was something else, you know, maybe some blood pressure or just something that maybe we had missed in his lifetime. But when the doctors did the test and they came back saying that it was food poisoning, So it's when it raised a very huge flag, and we began retracing back, like, where did this food poisoning come from?
Yesterday, it was so bad, so heavy on us, because when we were here, I came here in the evening yesterday, and he wasn't looking very good. Breathing was an issue, and I went home and thought that the situation will improve. At 9 o'clock yesterday, I got a call, and when I got the call, it was my niece, Caroline. Where is she? She's somewhere here in the group. She told me, hey, uncle, it looks like the situation is getting worse here. I said, what happened? Because we were here yesterday. The guy was looking good. He was looking like he was improving. What has happened? He said, no, breathing is a problem. So we quickly rushed back to the hospital. And when we got here, we got Dr. Kitui, who had been attending to him. And before we even went in to see my brother, Dr. Kitui was not very hopeful about the situation.
These last days, I was very, very pleased as the party leader of DAP Kenya to welcome him to DAP Kenya. He joined our party recently, and he was planning to make a comeback to national politics through the DAP Kenya party. They said, I worked with your brother Mike, and I want to work with you. I want to come back to Likuyani and restore order and leave a legacy and make sure that whoever takes over from me after my last term will be able to do what I was doing for the people of Likuyani.
I don't even know how I have to begin, but all I want to say is that thank you everyone for coming here to condole with us. It's still a dream. Sometimes you want to believe it's just a dream. It's like we are waking up to reality today, to reality.
Nakuru Senator Tabitha Karanja Keroche has raised the red flag over the sharp drop in revenue collection in Nakuru County from 3.6 billion to 792 million shillings in the last 3 years. The senator is now calling on the Controller of Budget not to approve any more budgetary allocation to the county until the drop is investigated. This comes a week after the Controller of Budget flagged Nakuru as one of the counties where revenue collection had dropped while absorption of development funds was at the lowest. Speaking in Naivasha, Senator Karanja attributed the drop in collection to failure to automate collection of revenue systems, giving workers a change or a chance to engage in graft. She said when Governor Susan Kihika took over from the previous regime, revenue collection stood at 3.6 billion, but this had dropped to 792 million shillings in the last financial year.
My request to the Control of Budget, they should enforce and stop any approval or any further expenditure in the Nakuru pending proper explanation why Nakuru County government failed to meet its own source revenue target. Shockingly, Her Excellency Susan Kihika gave tenders worth 2.1 billion to the NYS through an illegal tendering process. NYS is part of the national government. How can I work so hard to push for revenue for Nakuru County and ensure Nakuru County is number 2 in equitable shareable revenue, and they return our same money to the national government instead of ensuring our shareable revenue benefits our people through job creation and wealth creation. Nakuru County government is operating 311 accounts in commercial banks, which has not been approved by the Control of Budget. The county treasury did not submit copies of letters of authorization to the Control of Budget to open the 311 bank accounts, as per Regulations 82(5) of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2015. There is huge underperformance of our own source revenue. The county collected 792.01 million against an annual target of 4.58 billion, representing 17% of the financial year target. Our potential on our own source revenue allocation is 10.9 billion. The control of budget should enforce and stop the approval of any further expenditures in Nakuru, pending proper explanation why Nakuru County government failed to meet its own source revenue target, as it is the financial year 2025-2026, where the county government had a target of 4.58 billion, but only managed to collect 792 million.
Bungoma County Senator David Wafula Wakoli has accused the Bungoma County.
My request to the control of budget, they should enforce and stop any approval or any further expenditure in the Nakuru, pending proper explanation why Nakuru County government failed to meet its own source revenue target. Shockingly, Her Excellency Susan Kihika gave tenders worth 2.1 billion to the NYS through an illegal tendering process. NYS is part of the national government. How can I work so hard to put...
All right, apologies about that. I hope you can hear me loud and clear now. Where the Bungoma County Senator, that is David Wafula Wakoli, has accused the Bungoma County Government Public Service Board of hypocrisy, favorism, and corruption. Speaking in Kabuchai constituency, Bungoma County, Wakoli said that recruitments carried out by the board require thorough scrutiny to ensure transparency and to eliminate favorism. Wakoli stated that in the county government's financial budget, there were plans to hire early childhood education teachers, but to date, the exercise has not been carried out. He criticized the county government led by Governor Ken Lusaka for failing to legally provide young people with employment opportunities that would help drive the county's development. On Ford Kenya party politics, Senator Wakoli warned political con artists within the party that their days are numbered.
Nimeona hapa mtu wa Public Service Board ya Bungoma. Sasa nataka kuongelea hao vijana. When jobs are advertised in Bungoma, you must distribute these jobs equally, fairly for both boys and girls. And interviews must be interviews, not underviews and inua rinda. Hapana. Hapana. Hatuwezi kuwa tunaleta pesa, watu wanaandika mashemeji, wanaandika mamohosi, wanaandika girlfriends, na watoto wa Bukusu wa Bungoma wanalia kila siku kwa matanga. Hiyo nimesema hapana. Na mambo ya chama cha Ford Kenya, niruhusu niseme hivi. Watu wangu wa Kabuchai, mimi kutoka Form 4 2003, I was a youth leader in that capacity. I have been brought up in this party kwa usawa, haki na ukweli. Watu wa Ford Kenya na watu wa Bungoma, mjiandae, mweke mioyo yenu tayari. Tunakuja kufanya mageuzi na urejesho wa chama mashinani. Kila mtu ambaye amepita kura kwa chama cha Ford Kenya, kila mtu afanye kazi. Kama mimi senator nitafanya kazi yangu. Kama wewe ni MCA fanya kazi yako. Kama wewe ni mbunge fanya kazi yako. Kama wewe ni women rep fanya kazi yako. Hatuwezi nyoshea speaker makosa ambayo
Security has been heightened across the eastern region as the government moves to ensure peaceful Christmas celebrations. Speaking at the regional headquarters in Embu, the Eastern Region Commissioner Paul Rotich said enhanced security measures are already in place following a meeting of the Regional Security Committee comprising security chiefs from all 8 counties. Rotich revealed that both uniformed and plain-clothed officers have been deployed to identify hotspots, particularly in counties such as Meru, Isiolo, Marsabit, Samburu, and parts of the lower eastern region.
Sehemu ya urban areas. Tumefanya deployments ya kutosha ambayo nilikuwa nimeangazia hapo awali kwamba tuko na operation orders na tutakuwa na polisi ya kutosha wa zile sehemu za mji urban areas. Tutakuwa na visibility ya kutosha ya polisi kwa sababu tunaamini kwamba ni mzuri kuzuia. It's better to prevent crime kabla haijatendeka. So tumefanya deployment ya kutosha kwa highways. Tumeweka askari ya kutosha pia kuhakikisha kwamba tunakuwa kwanza na usalama barabarani, na usalama inakuja mara mbili. Usalama ya kwanza ni kuhakikisha kwamba wale wasafiri ambao wanatumia barabara wawe na usafiri ambao haitasababisha ajali yoyote. Ya pili ni usalama ya kuhakikisha kwamba tusiwe na watu ambao wanaweza fahamia wale wanatumia barabara yetu. Tumefanya deployments kwa hotspot areas, na sisi tunaweza sema tuko na hotspot areas mara mbili. Tuko na hotspot areas kwa sehemu ya wafugaji ambayo ni Meru, Isiolo na Marsabit, alafu upande wa chini. Na nianze kwa changamoto ambayo tumekuwa nayo hivi karibuni, changamoto la wizi wa mifugo.
Leaders and residents in Garissa County are demanding swift investigations into the death of a 25-year-old taxi driver, Sheikh Ahmed Omar, who died under unclear circumstances early Tuesday morning. The incident has sparked tension between the community and security agencies, with conflicting accounts emerging over what exactly transpired along the Nuno-Modogashe road. Family members allege that the deceased was shot dead by officers from the Rapid Deployment Unit manning a roadblock in Modika, a claim disputed by police who say the driver died in a self-inflicting road accident while allegedly fleeing from officers on patrol.
Investigations have commenced and we have gotten the help of a government pathologist who is already on his way from Nairobi to come and do an independent postmortem that may lead us to know the cause of death.
He was not a criminal. He was a young man doing taxi business. He had no criminal record. He has never done any offense from the Republic of Kenya. So today is a sad day because his life has been cut short by trigger-happy RDU officers stationed at Modika. The RDU police officers have reported that as an accident. It's not an accident. The bullet wound is clearly on his head. The public and those witnesses that were at the scene have also reported that he was shot by the RDU officers.
We will not take it just like that. We will not just take a report like that. We are going to follow it up, both at the national level and the police units that were involved, or we suspect that were involved in this accident. Because after the accidents, all the factors that surrounds this incident doesn't add up. Because this young man of 25 years, his life was just lost like that. We are past that stage in our country today. We have come as a community a long time, or a long period of being killed, maimed, butchered, tortured, raped. And in the 21st century, we will not accept these kind of things to continue.
President William Ruto has continued to come under sharp criticism from a section of leaders from Ukambani region over his remarks about former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, saying he has not brought development to his region in the 40 years he has been in politics. Makueni Women Representative Rose Museo becomes the latest leader to add her voice to the continuing debate asking the head of state to keep off Kalonzo Musyoka and to keep him out of his mouth.
Niseme kwa Rais Ruto ya kwamba tuliudhika sana na tunazidi kuudhika kwa kuendelea na kumweka Mheshimiwa Kalonzo ndani ya mdomo wako. Yale ambayo ulitamka pale Turkana yalituonesha kuna matatizo uko nayo. Manake Turkana, Kalonzo si mbunge wa Turkana wala si governor wa Turkana. Wewe unaenda kupeleka masengenyo Turkana. There must be something terribly wrong with you. Sisi tunakupatia onyo ya kwamba Ruto tutakukimbiza kama wamama. Tutakupeleka mbio kama wamama. One thing you should know about women, we have power. We control our husbands and we control our children. Na kuambia 2027 utakiona moto. Na nakupatia